How's it going, guys? Vaibhav here and welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about the Oppo Ace2. So I actually wanted to do a live stream watch along for this launch, but seeing that the launch happened in Chinese, I thought it wouldn't make much sense because I wouldn't be able to understand anything, and just to commentate over something I don't understand doesn't make much sense. But I have the stuff open here. I'm just going to go over all of its specifications. So this was me trying to watch the Ace2 launch event. It just about finished. There is the phone itself, the Ace2. Here's another closer look at the phone. We can see we've got a quad camera setup, true Oppo branding with the green and sort of black color scheme. So all of that remains, but let's go ahead and jump into the specifications. Most of the specifications about the Ace2 seem to be focused on heavy internals. So we've got 65 watt SuperVOOC 2.0 charging for the 4000 milliamp hour battery on board. But not only that, this is the first phone from Oppo to support wireless charging, and we're going straight for 40 watt AirVOOC wireless flash charge. So a great thing to see. We've got the Snapdragon 865 octa-core processor in there. So top of the range specifications combined with 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. But one of the main things that stands out is the fact that most of the other things around here, the 3 out of the 4 bottom ones, are focused on gaming. So we've got a 90 Hz display, we've got 4D cooling, we've got Brino voice game secretary, which basically means an AI assistant, and last but not least, the camera. So we're going to go ahead and go over all of these things. So if we go up onto the part where it talks about this screen, we've got a 90 Hz display. Now this thing will not only provide smooth gameplay, but it'll also be a good panel. It's an AMOLED panel, so that's great to see. If we go ahead, this is talking about Brino voice game secretary, which means it's an AI assistant that can also record your gameplay. So nowadays people want to share what they experience in terms of games, and I think having this thing built into the smartphone is a great idea for up and coming YouTubers. I know a few who want to record their gameplays on their smartphones, and I think this is just a great way to do so. 180 Hz game touch sampling, that isn't that much different. Like if you turn on HyperBoost 3.0, all other 90 Hz panel smartphones, especially from Oppo and other brands as well, come with 180 Hz maximum touch sampling. So that's not a great deal, but we've got this 4D game vibration sensor, which seemed new. I think this basically wants you to experience the game even more from a first-person perspective. So it's going to be more realistic, more realism when gaming. I don't know how much of a difference that would make, and I think more of it comes down to how they implement the haptic motor or the haptic sort of feedback on the smartphone, because I've seen many manufacturers do this kind of stuff, but the haptic vibration is not up to scratch. So we'll have to wait and see once we get our hands on it. Stereo dual speakers, this is great to see on a gaming phone. What manufacturers tend to do is make a gaming phone spec'd out, but sacrifice on audio quality and want users to use headphones. I think stereo speakers are a great addition, are a must rather, on these sort of smartphones. So that's obviously great to see. We've got good connection. It's a 5G smartphone as well. So we've got top of the range connection, top of the range specifications, 5G plus Wi-Fi 6 support as well. And we've got this new 4D constant cooling system. Now, I don't know how much of a difference that would make in terms of real world gameplay and real world performance, but we've actually got this video. So before the Oppo Ace2 was sort of announced, we had this video shown off by Oppo, and if we go ahead and look at the video, it actually scores the highest score on Antutu. I think 615,000 was it? Yeah, 615,000 on Antutu, which is great. But I think if they do another test, this is where they're optimizing the Oppo Ace2 in terms of atmosphere. I think they're putting it in a refrigerator to get even more performance out of it, and then it theoretically scores 627,000 on Antutu, which is a great feat. I know benchmarks don't tell the full story, but here you can see that it sort of is a very power-packed smartphone. Of course, it's going to be running ColorOS 7, and because this thing is only available in China, I don't know how you're going to get Google Play services on board. Although when I had the Oppo Reno Ace, the first one that came with that insane charging support, it did have Google Play services built into the smartphone. So all I had to do was install the Google Play Store and get ahead with all of that. So Last but not least, let's also address on the camera. It's a 48 megapixel main sensor with an 8 megapixel ultra wide, a 2 megapixel macro lens, and a depth sensor. So a quad camera setup. If we just go over, I don't think it's going to be much of a major sort of camera centric phone, so we're not going to focus too much on the camera. Yes, it can take some good photos in great lighting conditions. It's also got support for different AI modes, which is great to see on a smartphone like this. And I've also got some pictures of the 40-watt supercharger that they're claiming, basically the AirVook charger that's going to be able to charge this phone at 40 watts wirelessly, which is a great feat and a great feature to have. It's priced at 249 Chinese yuan, and I'm going to go ahead and do the pricing a bit later on in the video. We're just going to go over all of the specifications once again. So here's everything on screen with the entirety of the specifications. I know most of it is in Chinese, but I couldn't help that because the live stream was in Chinese. But I think this gives you an overall idea of what you can expect from the phone. ColorOS 7.1, NFC HyperBoost 3.0. I think we saw that feature come with previous Oppo phones. I think the Find X2 Pro had it. If not, it was HyperBoost 2.0. But that's about it for the smartphone, and this is the pricing. So it's going to start at 3,999 Chinese yuan for the 8GB and 128GB variant. Of course, if you want to knock that up, double the storage, it's going to cost you 4,399 yuan. And if you want 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage, it's going to knock it up to 4,599 yuan. Now, I've actually got a currency converter ready to go here. And as you can see, 3,999 Chinese yuan translates to around $567, which is a great deal for a smartphone like this. And let me just go ahead and convert that to dirhams. It's around 2,082 dirhams. So for all of those people in the UAE, it's a pretty affordable smartphone for what you're getting. Now, if we go ahead and actually check the price of the charger actually retails in China for 129 dirhams, which is a very affordable price tag. Convert that to dollars, that's $35 for a 40-watt wireless charger, which is a great deal in my opinion. But I don't know how this pricing is going to translate here in the UAE or elsewhere in the world. We'll have to wait and see whether or not we get an international version of this phone. Last but not least, here is the pre-order page. Now here it does say $3,999, but I think that's to do with the translate option that I'm using, so it couldn't convert the yuan sign, or it couldn't convert sort of the, what do you call it? Like it just failed in converting the language. Once again, this is where you pre-order it. I think product reservations start from today, with the phone available, I think, on the 20th of April. So around that time, this is Chinese time, to probably around the 21st of April is when we can expect this smartphone. But yeah, I think that is the Oppo Ace2 in a nutshell. I'm just go ahead and play this, and let me see if it actually shows you the entirety of the features. But yeah, it's basically an advertisement, and it's the overall keynote of the smartphone. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, I'll leave a link to it down in the description as well. But that's the Oppo Ace2. It's sort of ditching the Reno Ace naming scheme, going for the Oppo Ace2, and I don't think that's a bad idea. I think this gaming lineup of smartphones can really focus on gaming features, and maybe in the next couple of years we'll start to see this becoming a staple brand like the Find X series that we're starting to see now from Oppo. But that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about the smartphone in the comments down below. Do you see a point for a smartphone like this with an AMOLED 90Hz display, gaming centric, all out specifications for a very budget price tag? Are you disappointed it's not available in the United States or elsewhere in the world rather? Let me know in the comments down below, and make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching. This was Vaibhav, and hopefully I get my hands on this phone very soon. But until then, adios.